Morning, good afternoon. Good afternoon. Real talk, it's real people, real topics. Appreciate you, James Brinkley. Um, Welcome everybody out there in YouTube world. Please subscribe, hit subscribe. I heard him say that before, so that's what I'm saying. How many subscribers we got? Who's out there? Okay.
Right now, I can't even see. Tell the truth.
All right. For those that you out there, I welcome to the voices of the base, brothers and sisters empowerment. That subject is one that we need to discuss and really talk about having role models in the home. What a real role model is. A role model is someone that is, no matter what, does what they're supposed to do. They get up, clock in at 9 to 5 that they may not like, but they go to the job because it's a requirement in their life that they're supposed to do that to pay bills, to put food on the table, and all of that. So if you have a man, ladies, that's or gentlemen, you have whatever you have, your other half is not providing, they can't be a role model to your children. A role model should not be playing with the children, staying home all day in the house with the children. That's not a role model. So let's get the proper definition of role model. My technical guy there, and as we go on, you'll see how it works. Can go to what's the definition of role model, Kevin?
Well, I have a different point of view. I always think things through when it comes to that type of situation issue, because number one, men don't know how to be men. They haven't grown to that level yet because they've never been taught. And when I say that, you have to understand that men think they're men because they've been taught the wrong thing by other men. I'll call them your man because they have to grow into a man. And there's a stages that you have to go through to be that. So it's a history that's been going on. And when you have that type of sample in front of you and teaching young men that coming up, they're giving the wrong advice, like James said. So the main thing is, how do we teach older men the right way of how to be men and how to teach the ones that come underneath them? Because they're teaching the grandsons, the nephews, the neighbors' kids the wrong information. So I think personally, we have to dig down deep and teach others as well. Men, the older men, because you can see on the streets how they be talking to these young kids on the streets. It's right there in front of us. But
they don't want to listen to them.
My point exactly. Because they think they're grown and they are, grandfather in, and they don't want to take advice. But it all comes with wisdom and knowledge. But some people don't have that capability to take that.
When you start talking wisdom and knowledge, you get into a whole nother show.
I know, but that's still teaching.
Yeah.
That's still a teaching. And as us for men, we should be the head of the line of teaching.
Well, we're going to start doing that today.
No,
but that goes into another point I wanted to make about man of the house.
Mm-hmm.
Any guy that you put in your house is not the man of the house. I'm going to start with the brothers, first of all. If you're living in a woman's house and she's paying for everything and you're not contributing anything, you're not the man of the house. A penis in the building does not make you man of the house. So we have to have, ladies, you bringing a man into your house, just to have a man in your house does not make him the man of your house. If you're paying for everything, you don't have a man in the house. You have a body in your house with a penis attached to it. That's what you have.
All right.
My opinion.
I concur.
If you're looking for something to do in New York City, check out the Black Girl Ventures end of year party on November 8th. It's at the DL. Tickets are only $25 and include food and beverages. There'll be a DJ. Check the caption to grab your tickets. I'm Dr. Afia, your plug for Black-owned food, fun, and travel.
You think TikTok want to see two old dudes waiting on a bus?
They watch people fold towels, bro. We good.
We call it Two Dudes and a Late Bus.
That sound like we homeless and optimistic.
Hey, TikTok, y'all want a series of two elders surviving public transportation?
Comment bus if you tired too.
See? That's episode 1 right there.
And episode 2 is us, still here.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna piggyback on that. Well, the same thing go with the men. With the men and the women don't know either because that's what they've been taught. Everything is a history of teaching to them. Oh, get you a good man, you know.
Well, see,
See?
a good man.
But they don't know the difference. That's what the point said. The teacher is teaching the youngins the wrong information. Get you a good man. What is a good man?
One, first of all, he don't need to be sitting playing PS5 while you going to work.
That's true.
You can start there.
That's true.
If you ladies, if you're working harder than the body that's in you with the penis attached to it, if you're working harder than that body, then that ain't the man in your house. That ain't the role model. Not.
Well,
And I want everybody. I believe in a man being in the house. I believe a man should be in the home. But also, I don't believe a man should stay in a home that he's not safe and comfortable in, because women are putting him in a position that he needs to be there for the family, but she's not playing her role in the family. He's staying there to keep the structure, but she's not playing her role. That part doesn't get spoken about. There's a lot of good men that's in being there because he wants to be the man of the house. He wants to be the role model, but the woman is treating him bad. But he's staying there for nobody is speaking about this, but we are.
oh, we're definitely going to bring it, you know.
That's just one little topic that we're going to be dealing with here on the base. It's going to be a give and take. So we're going to appreciate your live calls, and we're going to really have some fun, and we're going to be dealing with topics, everyday topics for our community. We are the voices of the base.
In the building, people.
It was another subject that we was going to talk about, and the government shutdown stopped. Well, what is the government shutdown to you? Well, what did it mean to you? Because for different people, it was different things. The main thing you heard in the news was the SNAP benefits. But once it started going to TSA, we noticed how they solved the problem, because that was going to affect air traffic, and that's dollars that the government can make.
Issues outside of the hood.
So that was going to be a subject that we was going to tell. What is a government shutdown?
Well, for me, the government shutdown is done by whoever in charge, like the Republicans or Democrats that have control majority of the vote. And with Trump, well, I ain't going to say no names, but I ain't going to say no names, but so used to it, you know what I'm saying? But since he had the backup, and he put it into a vote, and they agreed to it. So when they did that, he shut everything down. Then what he doing is he blaming the Democrats. Why is he blaming the Democrats? Because the Democrats didn't shut down the government.
Well, it's easier for him to blame the Democrats. He ain't not going to take the blame himself.
But true, but
it's easy.
They say how,
like I said, we can't get into this, dude.
all right.
Why not?
Right,
Yes,
exactly.
you know.
Exactly. And right now he in his charge. He got the big one right now. So he crazy. You can't go there.
Absolutely. So
What we have to do is, and I'm not gonna say go against the political parties and all that. We have to unite outside of politics and bond together. Because the voting, as we can see, we getting older now. The politicians really haven't done anything for me that I feel. The people that's doing for old boy that voted for him to say the second time again. What did he do the first time that made you want to cast a second time? Because I ain't see it. I don't know about you guys, but I ain't see it.
I don't see nothing to the truth. I ain't see.
And I go down the chain of command of the political. We're gonna have some politicians in here and stuff like that. But the councilmen and all, what are they doing for us, man?
That's a good question.
That's a good job. It's a good job. Should we have been going to school to become politicians? The councilmen, and just they made that a career.
They actually are supposed to represent the people in whatever area, whatever community. But the people don't know what they're supposed.
Right, and we not asking the right questions.
We have definition. We have things have to be a little more defined for everybody. Like as if just I'm gonna go back to government shutdown. I'm gonna read what Google says. What is a government shutdown? A government shutdown occurs when the U.S. Congress does not approve or cannot resolve disagreements about the federal budget for the upcoming fiscal year. When the U.S. government shuts down, non-essential federal agencies cease operating, resulting in non-delivery of services and non-payment of salaries of government workers. So that's the definition of a government shutdown. So that's why it was the big uproar about the possible not getting SNAP benefits, military working without being paid, TSA working without being paid. All of that is in coherence with a government shutdown.
What up, Doe? Yeah, y'all see me. Listen up. A new post just dropped. Go on and slide over there. Don't keep me waiting. You know the vibe.
Welcome to The Rise, our permanent housing facility for individuals impacted by the criminal legal system. It's a safe space where we connect individuals to health, wellness, and access to nature. Come check it out. On our first floor, clients will have access to the case managers. There, they will connect them to community-based programming, financial literacy, and so much more. We take into account the full spectrum of wellness with healthy activities and accessible outdoor spaces, like this balcony, where residents could come, get a breath of fresh air, and be at peace with nature. Here on the roof, we have a rooftop farm. And if you look up, we have clean energy source. The Rise was created for women, by women, focusing on the needs and experiences of justice impacted folks.
I feel it was a cover up, and then it's a lot of conspiracy theory people out there, but while the shutdown was going on, they changed the rules for SNAP. Like certain things that you have to do to keep your SNAP benefits. That hasn't been discussed.
Wow.
So it's happening without any protest. So come the upcoming months, people are going to realize that they're going to get benefits, but they're going to have to do certain things. And I'm not even clear on it. I mean, because it's a lot of hearsay, but I believe that they might have to work for
into that.
I think they might have to work for some of the benefits more. It's a lot of different things that's coming up with SNAP.
Well, we're gonna see that when we get called, we're gonna have a lot of people that want them to work for the benefits.
Right.
So even though the shutdown is over, to be continued with the SNAP benefits.
Definitely.
And if you look at air traffic, I don't know about you guys, over this year I've been traveling and air traffic control has been funny. Anyway.
I wouldn't go. I'm not flying nowhere for Thanksgiving.
Why you not flying for Thanksgiving?
I
Bob?
don't trust it. Somebody may steal we off of work. Everybody ain't going right back.
And we not even gonna talk about why people are afraid to fly in the hood. You know, they don't want to.
I'm not scared to fly, but I mean, if ain't nobody up there in that booth, I'm scared.
Listen,
That's a good point. That's a good point.
When there's 4 people up there, I'm good.
so you know, a lot of people are afraid to fly. A lot of people and the newer generations, the YNs, whatever you want to call them, they like earlier than my son. He told me he doesn't want to go to another country because what he sees on TikTok.
Wow.
Sometimes people getting kidnapped, different. So they draw a conclusion, not even knowing the full scope of things, and he don't want to go fly. The TikTok told him it's dangerous.
Little point key is when you go to another country, don't go in the side streets looking for weed. You know what I'm saying? Stay in your little area where you're supposed to be at. Don't be going around the corner, looking around. Tell dude, tell you, yo, let's go around here. I got something for you. Tell dude, I got something for you. You walk around corners. That's what happens.
So you saying be a tourist? Don't be a customer.
You ain't a thug in another country.
Don't be a customer. You ain't got no backup. You can't
go to
call
Jamaica.
nobody.
You in Jamaica. You ain't a thug in Jamaica. I don't care what part of Brooklyn, the Bronx you from. You go over there. You ain't a thug.
Because when we do go out we go out of the country doing things that we do in the country, and that's with women and all of that too. You had that good lady on YouTube talking crazy to the men in the other country. Certain things you can't do in other countries. Bring certain narcotics and say it's a vape. And when you get arrested and you go through the system out there, you like
right. They don't have central bookings. You going straight to prison.
It's a whole different world. That's what I'm going to say. But when people go into different countries, they're looking for something totally different because they've never been. And but also when kids see, they're like, "Wow, that really happened," but they don't know the good side and the bad side of it.
They getting their news from TikTok.
Yeah, that's it. So what you saying, Kel? You a passport, bro?
Of course.
Now you heard what he just said, Pop? He said he's a passport, bro.
But I have the card and the wallet, so you need both of them. Tell you the truth.
All right, my brother Kev is a little out of the loop, so. It's gonna come back to haunt him in later episodes when people pick up and he really reads and understands what a passport bro is. He's gonna be like, "Whoa, I can't believe I was on YouTube and I said I was a passport bro." So you've been to Colombia and you've been to DR. Those are the 2 favorite places for the passport bro.
Oh no. Yeah, she get it. No.
Kev, he jumped out the window, so he was a passport, bro. If we had callers on it, the women would be calling up here like, "Why you want to go out the country and not with our sisters and go with them other women out there?"
That's a whole different ball game.
That passport, bro. But I understand what my brother Kev was talking about. He's talking about the importance of getting your documents to travel around the world as far as being a passport, bro. Because
absolutely.
Coming up as children, we didn't have access to a lot of this stuff. So I myself just got my passport like 4 years ago. So it's a lot of people that had their passport for a long time. As a young adult, you should have your passport because it get hot here. You should be able to get out the country.
Of course.
Again, we have parents who haven't been anywhere. So that's the way we have children. With you gentlemen, your children want to travel because you travel.
Absolutely.
I know people that at our age never been anywhere.
Or if not even off the block.
Not even to the airport. We ain't even talking about on the plane. We talking about never even been to JFK.
Nah, you don't know nobody. This is 2025.
No, but you're right. You're right. Some people never left Brooklyn.
That's the people. We got people looking. Somebody tell me y'all ain't been to LaGuardia Airport. I bet you somebody ain't never been to JFK.
They're both in New York,
We
guys.
know people who never been to LaGuardia or
Nah. I think everybody's been to the
bro.
airport or the bus.
I don't want to name drop none of my brothers, but I know some brothers right now ain't never been no.
Unless they got on the wrong bus and said, "Damn, how I end up here?"
They think you need a passport to go to Jersey.
They not passport brothers, Kev.
They ain't been nowhere.
So is
They're
that
not even Holland Tunnel brothers. They ain't been nowhere, bro.
Wow.
so? Is that a general a generation thing? Because, like I said, you got the era of the passport bros.
Right, but if you have parents who never been anywhere, how much are they gonna motivate their children to go?
True, but when it comes to that, I mean,
We have apartments in the project that are generational that get passed down. That's the legacy in our hood right now. That you hoping your parents leave you the apartment.
right.
It ain't no cars being transferred. You hoping that you want to lease, so when your parents pass away, you get the crib.
And you big up now. You got a project apartment. Once upon a time,
That's the come up.
it was a big thing for a project to have a project apartment. And that's like maybe 40, 50 years ago. And I'm dating myself, but actually in the 80s, early 80s, late 70s, it was to have a project, a nicer apartment was a big thing. People from didn't have apartments tried to get in the project.
It's still a big thing.
And that's where you got the grandparents that was in the projects and the children that came, and everybody lived in the apartment. Everybody wasn't on a lease.
We have 3 and 4 generations in the same apartment.
As you see, ladies and gentlemen, we're just delving on many different topics. So this is just to show you how diverse we are and how much we're going to be communicating about as we proceed. So this is like just a taste of what's going to happen. We're just giving you guys teasers. So everything we spoke about today, we will speak about again in the future. So pay in mind. Remember, Kev is a passport brother.
Check that out, man.
James don't like no deadbeat dads. So fathers, people in the house that are not positive with their productivity, they're not doing the right thing. Everybody's not a role model. And me, I'm the in-between guy. I'm the devil's advocate with all of that. And I talk about SNAP benefits and all of that. I think that reading is fundamental. How many of y'all remember that? How many of y'all remember Riff? Reading is fundamental. I'm very nostalgic, so I'm going to be bringing back stuff that we used to do versus what we do now. That's going to be another topic. So it's really going to come. And we have our down south members that'll be popping in here and there. We got our brand new, now she's not an official member, but she's going to be part of the team because she's helping us here in the studio get everything together. So when you see us in the future, you're going to see banners behind us. It's going to be real extravaganza. When we have our first guests in here, we're going to make them feel real comfortable, and you're going to enjoy the dialogue that we have with them. It's not a surprise, but it's a surprise. I'm not going to follow us on Facebook, Voices of the Bass. Also, check me out on IG, Instagram. I'm freestyling right now, but we're gonna somebody write it down and get us our Instagram and Facebook. But I know our Facebook is what's our Facebook, James?
Facebook.
You haven't got all that information.
I got you. All right. On Facebook, we got Voice of the Bass. That's VOTBASE 750 at podcast. All right. The BASE stand for Brother and Sister Empowerment. So this is not just a podcast. We are a community movement. We are uplifting the community about issues that need to be addressed, and we are try to tackle each one at a time. And we're trying to hear your opinions or issues that need to be addressed. So if you need anything that we can help you out with, please don't be afraid to jump in, call us, or give us an email, or jump in our DM. We'll definitely reach back to you. Also, on Instagram is VOTBASE. That's also stands for Voice of the Bass. Also, we are Groupon, we're all the same. Just type in Voice of the Base, then you'll pull us up on all social media. All right. Anything else, fellas?
Yes. This is something we're going to touch on too. Gentrification. Because it gets under my skin, yo. Son, it gets under my skin. How they talking about how Brooklyn is supposed to be, and they just got here. They filtering Brooklyn out of Brooklyn, but making commercials on how Brooklyn is. Oh, the Brooklyn way, the Brooklyn way. How you know when you just got here? And you pushing everybody from Brooklyn that do things the Brooklyn way out of Brooklyn.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are in the future. We're in the future right now. Remember when we was kids growing up? This is the future. We like 2 years short of flying cars. We're in the future, and gentrification, whether you realize it or not, was part of the future. It was part of the plan. You know, they're here. So now what are we gonna do? We are the voice, so we have to bring awareness so that we can wake up. We got to wake up, but we have to be very strategic. I gave my comrades homework a little while ago. I want to see who did their homework.
Well, I did.
What is it was something about a book, right? What remember I asked about a book, The Spook Who Sat by the Front Door.
I remember that.
I want to see who followed up to see what that was about. But we have to employ that technique of the spook who sat by the front door.
Well, I'm gonna do my research.
And all those that know not only the movie but the book, they know what I'm talking about. We have, and this is a part of the spook who sat by the door, because whether you know it or not, we have so many talented brothers and sisters in our community that are doing great things, that are making six figures legally. We have to show that from the ground up. We have brothers that we know, doctors, we know athletes, we know rappers, we know a plethora of people. We know train drivers. We know. I think we even know a pilot. When somebody grew up in the hood, flies a plane. So we know it. Matter of fact, I know we know a judge. You know what I'm saying? We know a judge. So it's all of these people that we know, one by one, we're gonna bring them to the show. Everybody's gonna get their own time to talk about their experience, where we grew up, and where they're at right now. And we're gonna make ourselves one big happy family. You know, and that's it. And we're gonna really introduce ourselves to you, what we do, how we're helping in the community, because we all have organizations that we're forming and we're bringing up and we want to partner with. Like right now, the studio that we in is founded by the Wrongfully Convicted Coalition.
All right.
I'm gonna get it right. With this right here is the representative for them, but we're gonna bring them in. It's gonna be that type of party. It's all inclusive for us, the voices of the people. You know, and as we go with this, and again, this is for us, not against anybody else, anything, but right now we're building ourselves up. Once we become strong, we can bring everybody else in, but we will have the other side in here to get their perspective. You know, brother Brinkley will debate him, Cav will debate him, but we're gonna hold the flame to him. We have another in this space right now. We have another future podcast, and it's gonna have some young ladies that we're gonna conversate with. So we're gonna have something for everybody. You know, they don't know it yet, but like every year, like once a month, we're gonna have like an entertainment day where we're gonna talk about musicians and rappers and stuff like that. So come along with us and join the ride. It only gets better. Oh, I see one of the. Oh, that's Kevin. I thought it was. I saw some things. I thought I did something. All right, thanks.
You're crazy. But yes, but what she was talking about, definitely we're going to bring new people to the podcast. People in the community, for number one, people that are trying to make a difference. Also, we're not just only trying to bring up the community, we're trying to bring entertainment and new businesses to Brooklyn as well. If you want to start your business, just give us a call or drop a message and idea. One of us will definitely reach back to you. It's a lot that we are trying to pull together and make things happen in our low-income communities. I want you to think higher and bigger, because there's a lot that we are not over-seeking. We're just accepting what's in front of us, and we need to go above that. So if
That's
you
right.
have the chance, the knowledge, and you want to do something, make a difference, please join us, or we join with y'all. It don't matter, as long as that we connected.
And we're all about building up, like Brother Kev said. So like it's a lot of things we're gonna be doing, helping with resumes. Your brothers and sisters get their resume together for job etiquette, how you should conduct yourself in the workplace, things that you should do to make your job, make you fit in and not get fired. Like it's a conversation that you're supposed to have.
Personal appearance is where we're gonna start. The top on that. How you look in the streets, how you leave your home, how you carry yourself, brush your teeth, wash your face. We're gonna touch on all of these things.
Yes,
we gotta do better, and we're gonna help.
Smell, that's right. Cologne, they gotta have a good fragrance. You look good, you smell good, you feel good.
Right. Don't mix the cologne with not washing.
So
wash first, cologne second.
He off the charts. But
y'all gonna notice that I'm the light skinned one, but I'm the one that's gonna have to control a little bit more. You know what I'm saying? I'm that one. I take it. I'm sorry. But I'm not sorry.
Listen, we gonna it's gonna be a lot of unk activity, so we gonna bring the young in also, because I know y'all getting our perspective. I want the whole perspective. I want to know why people do what they're doing right now in the streets, and maybe we're out of touch because we ain't in the streets like that.
They ain't gonna be able to make it make sense to me.
No.
The bondage and all that. I don't
We gonna see.
My name's Daddy, and I'm the creative director and booker here at BK Comedy Club, the new independent comedy club in Bushwick that's not owned by a bunch of white men who only book white men. We book everybody of all backgrounds. As long as you're funny. If you're not funny, I don't care how black or diverse you are, you ain't getting hired here. No DEI over here. We got shows here every Thursday through Sunday at 8 o'clock. Come through and catch an intimate experience with some of your favorite comedians on TV and on the internet, and up-and-coming people you have never heard of. Our room seats about 40 people, so we really let you get up close and personal at a price point that will not break the bank. So if you're broke, pull on up. And if you're rich, buy an extra ticket for your broke friend.
touch on all that.
And the gloves is off when you come here, so
yeah. As y'all can see from the beginning right here, and we gonna be keeping it 1,000. Y'all, the 100 we leaving on the street is 1,000 when you come up in here.
Absolutely.
And that's going for the politicians too. Sorry.
All right.
No, we're gonna never disrespect anyone, but we're gonna ask the tough questions.
We're gonna ask the questions, and we're gonna give the perspective of what the people think, because maybe the people don't think a lot, but it's what they think. So these are questions they might have for politicians, and the politicians can explain it. Because some things, if it's explained, you'll understand, but a lot of time they only explain when they want the vote. We see them come around, because myself, I had a bad voting experience this last election. Like the energy and the whole thing was off, and it just made me realize that it's like 3 different perspectives when you're voting. You got the voter that's coming in, and they're kind of aggravated because they don't really want to vote, but they're voting, so they're like, they're looking for any reason to leave the poll site, not to vote. Like it's taking too long to get inside, or they're confused, they don't know what they're doing, they don't want to vote. You got that person. Then you got the people that maybe they had 2 drinks before they come, and now they just going to vote. So if they come in smelling like alcohol and you got somebody else on the line that want to vote, guess what? They're going to get a bad experience and say, I don't want to be here with this person. Now, I'm going to touch on, you go to a poll and you walk inside your poll area and it's like, I don't even know none of these people. It's your group of people, the old ladies from the neighborhood. And they got to have some type of poll training where they explain and teaching these people how to run the machine, you got a lot of Indians and no chiefs in there. So it's the experience is like, where do I go over here? And you got 5 different people telling you what to do. And then when you do get the ballot, they say it's a front and back part of the ballot. Fill this one out. So a lot of people get intimidated because they look at that ballot, and again, reading is fundamental. You'll be surprised how many people reading comprehension is not that great. So they're looking at something, they have to mark something. They're just going to see a familiar name and they're going to check it. All the rest of the stuff, they're not going to pay attention to the other part that's talking about the legislations and different things they're trying to put in. So they're just going to check off. And once they put their thing through the thing, if it goes through, hey, they thumbs up. But you realize that they didn't cast ballots on certain things.
Absolutely.
And if I, being who I am, had a hard time reading it, looking at the continuation based on what was explained to me, I can only imagine people that don't have that lack of understanding, that knowledge. They're going to be like, I don't want to do this. So we have to make the voting experience more comfortable. That's something we're going to touch on with the politician, because at the end of the day, it's all the money. Like, they pay people on the soul sites, the poll sites, and it's a budget for it.
I was just about to ask, do they pay the people that's working at the sites? They do.
They get paid to be
Yeah,
on the
they get
site.
paid. Yeah, definitely.
Well, we also know that just because people get paid to do a job doesn't mean that they're going to be respectful and nice to you either.
I said extra crispy. Don't play with me today. Read it back.
Yes, sweetheart. I'll have the small catfish basket, please. And just a touch more tartar sauce, if that's all right, baby. Thank you kindly.
Baby, could I please get that small chicken basket again? Just a dab of hot sauce, sugar. Thank you so much.
Oh, yes, ma'am. I got you taken care of. Chicken basket and spicy sauce. Just for you. Don't worry now. I'll make it hot.
Hey, that milkshake machine work today? Don't lie to me now.
I'm real sorry, sir. It's down again today.
Errol, hush. You don't need no milkshake. You already got enough.
All right, just give me a water then.
Come with me to 440 Salon and Suites grand opening in Brooklyn, New York. Shout out to my girl Kelsey. Like, this entire salon is just beyond beautiful. The attention to detail, the branding, the hors d'oeuvres, the DJ, the vibes. It was just such a nice day, and I really love this for her. So if you're ever in the Brooklyn, New York area, make sure you check out the salon and get your services done. Tell them that Jamie sent you. Bye.